And time to focus in on this now. This Friday, former Bafana Maritzburg United winger Delron Buckly will meet with business in Johannesburg to discuss football development as Arminia Bielefeld ambassador. The German side are back in the country to continue their efforts to grow the game and developing promising youngsters. Arminia Bielefeld FC CEO Christoph Wortmann joins me now. A very good evening and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. It's not the first time we've had Arminia Bielefeld in our studio.
Thank you very much for having us here, first of all. And no, it's not the first time. It's to be honest, my first visit in South Africa and here. I started at Arminia Bielefeld in January as new CEO. And now looking forward to what we do here and how we can develop soccer and our cooperation here in South Africa.
Why was it important for you to continue with the projects that were already started before your tenure as a CEO and to personally come and see what's been done?
I think to see what the guys did in the last years is always important to have an own view on the things what happened here. And so for us, we had in sports not the best time, so we've been relegated in Germany. But for me and for us, it was not a discussion to continue our project here and what we do and did in the last years in South Africa. Because my colleagues and all colleagues here in South Africa did a perfect job. What means the approach of Arminia Bielefeld was maybe a different one and then the approach of other maybe big Champions League clubs for internationalization process. Come in, play games, fly out and maybe get some money. So our way must be a different way. So what we are doing is go on the ground, grassroots programs, go in the townships, programs with schools to develop young people, young children in football. And that we can do this is, in my point of view, approved because in Germany we won the German championship on the U17 team. It's not Dortmund or Bayern Munich, it was Arminia Bielefeld, so the small team.
Yeah, and also it's a team that even when it was playing in the Bundesliga had the lowest budget. Why does coming to Africa sense? Why does it make sense to come to Africa to run programs like this? Is the big idea to get South African youngsters to one day play at Arminia Bielefeld?
To be honest, this could be the future, but I think the decision was made in 2020 to go to South Africa, and that time we were a Bundesliga club, and for the whole league and the whole Bundesliga, it's important to develop the Bundesliga international, and then it's a decision as a club what is the country where you can tell stories, and the stories are not made by marketing stories, and they're true stories and authentic ones, and how is the interest in football in the Bundesliga, and then do we have our own steps in the market? And yes, we have, because we have had 4 players, former South African players in Bielefeld. One of them is our brand ambassador Delron Buckly, so who helped us now to increase our awareness here and to do our projects in the townships and with the children.
And since you started the project, have you seen some players that perhaps could, become part of the academy at Arminia Bielefeld? So
we had one player in Bielefeld. He was from South Africa. He was there. I think it was March, April. Okay. So in this year, and so let's see what happens. So, but I think here is our vision to give something back, to give the young people a vision and developing skills in football, yes, but developing skills in how to behave as a professional football from their mindset. What is important to do and everything to do for my job. And this is something we want to bring, and this kind of knowledge transfer from the German guys to South Africa.
And is it just basic clinics that are run every 3-4 months, or is it a more ongoing process that you guys have got, which is quite different perhaps from what other big clubs do?
Yeah, this is the next step. So what we did in the past, and this is what I try now to improve here, is that we had soccer schools in townships with schools, but only every 3-4 months. The next step is to have a football school on a daily basis here in South Africa. And this must be the next step, because when we want to tell stories, with the people here in South Africa, we need to be here on a daily basis. So, and this is the soccer schools. And when we talk about developing football, then this is the basis to have this.
Is that the main message to business come Friday, to get on board, partner with Arminia Bielefeld and develop a school? Yeah,
for sure. This could be, and this is what because we can't do it by ourselves. We need help and support. By the infrastructure, by companies, for example, and this is possible. But our next target is the soccer school on a daily basis. Yeah.
So it's wonderful that we're getting the knowledge transfer as South African football from Germany, but in Germany you guys have got a real challenge being in the 3rd division. How are you tackling that? Arminia Bielefeld's over 100 years old. It's got a massive history. Have you plotted the way back to the Bundesliga?
It's a long term, but 18 million. Then it was a hard job the last month, and round about from March to June I slept not very well, so to be honest. But when we made it, we can now we start in the 3rd division. Everything is new players. Only one we keep. It's Fabian Kroos. New coaches, new staff, yeah. So and then it needs time. But we are a big club in our region. The whole economic system is very well. So give us some time. But of course, it's not our target to stay in the 3rd division. Our target is to come back in the 2nd division in the next 2-3 years. Yeah, 2 years.
And when you speak about professional football, it all comes down to what your budget is every single year and every single season, and what you are able to do, because money equals resources and players and your capability and what you're able to put out on the field. Why did then continue with these projects make so much sense?
It makes sense for us because it was. Let's answer it the other way around. I think when something is going very well and they all did a good job here, why should I stop it only when my target is to come back into the Bundesliga in the next month? So stop everything and then start again. It's not, from my point of view, the best idea. So let's try to continue. Let's try to develop with partners on board here in South Africa. And then we can do in the next 1-2 years even bigger steps. So from our point of view, but then we should be back in the 2nd division. It could be a division that we will come with the 1st team here for a training camp. So why not? So.
Yeah. Christoph Wortmann is the CEO of Arminia Bielefeld. Lovely stuff. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing here in South Africa, chatting to us about a discussion that they're going to be having, spearheaded by former Bafana player Delron Buckly on Friday with South African businesses, or potentially even a football school here in South Africa.